Welcome back, everybody. Ready to dive into the world of SearchGPT.
Yeah.
We're going deep on this one with two sources.
Okay.
OpenAI's own blog post about this project and a research paper that gets pretty technical.
Saw that one.
SearchGPT, revolutionizing information retrieval with advanced language models.
Wow.
So OpenAI, the people behind ChatGPT,
Right.
they're testing this prototype that could change everything about how we search online.
It's wild.
And we're here to break it down.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff.
I know, right?
It feels like this isn't just making search like, a little better. It's like a whole new approach.
Okay.
It's combining AI conversation with like all that information out there on the web.
Right, in real time.
Yeah.
Like all at once.
So are they trying to make a search engine that's like as smart as a human researcher?
Exactly.
Wow.
They want to make search faster,
Okay.
easier, and more accurate.
Uh-huh.
Think about it.
Okay.
Direct answers instead of like pages of links to click through. So instead of like digging through a haystack,
Yeah.
it's like asking a librarian.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
Like a really good librarian who can remember what you asked before.
Oh, so like it keeps track of your searches?
That's right. It handles follow-up questions.
Okay.
Remembers the whole conversation. OpenAI's blog has these short videos
I saw those.
that show you the conversational part of SearchGPT.
Yeah.
It's really something.
It feels like you're talking to like a brainy research assistant or something.
Yeah.
You ask a question,
Right.
get an answer, then ask another one,
Yeah.
and it just makes sense.
It flows naturally.
Yeah, it did.
And you know what else?
It
Pulls in the latest info right from the web.
Okay.
So it's not just sending you to a website. It's trying to understand what you actually want
Okay.
and then gives you an answer straight up.
So it finds like the most important parts
Yeah.
from different websites.
Exactly.
It puts it all together.
Right there in front of you.
That makes sense. But
Yeah.
what about the people who are making all that content online?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like publishers?
Yeah.
Writers? If SearchGPT is giving people answers already, are people even going to visit their websites?
OpenAI is really aware of that.
Okay.
They're actually working with publishers
Oh, really?
and creators,
Oh, okay.
like building partnerships.
So it's not about AI replacing people then?
No, not at all.
Okay.
They want AI and human creativity.
To work together?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They want to highlight good content,
Uh-huh.
make sure people can engage with it,
Okay.
which could actually bring more traffic to publishers.
So do they give any examples of how they're doing that?
They do.
Okay.
Nicholas Thompson,
Who's that?
he's the CEO of The Atlantic.
Okay.
He said, AI search is going to be one of the main ways people use the internet. And it's crucial right now that we build this technology in a way that values, respects, and protects journalism and publishers.
So it sounds like The Atlantic is on board.
They are?
But how does SearchGPT make sure that those publishers get credit for their work?
Yeah.
It's pulling from all over the web.
Right.
How do we know where the information is coming from?
Transparency is key.
Okay.
SearchGPT always cites its sources.
Okay.
You see an answer,
Yeah.
you'll see the website or the article where it came from with a link.
Oh, cool.
They even have a sidebar
Okay.
with even more source links,
Interesting.
encouraging people to read more.
So it's like super-powered footnotes.
Exactly. And publishers seem to be happy about this.
They do?
Robert Thompson, he's the CEO of News Corp. He said, Sam and the talented team at OpenAI really get it.
Get what?
For AI search to work, it needs to be built on the best, most reliable information from trusted sources.
Okay.
The relationship between tech and content needs to be balanced.
So they're emphasizing the importance of quality sources.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so we've got a good idea of what SearchGPT is and why it matters. But how does it actually work?
Right.
Luckily, we have this research paper
Yes.
that dives into all the techie stuff.
It's fascinating.
Are you ready to geek out with me?
Let's do it.
All right, hit me with the tech.
Okay, so
What makes SearchGPT tick?
transformer models.
Transformer models.
Yeah, these aren't your regular computer programs.
Okay.
They understand language like we do.
Wait, how does a computer program understand language like a human?
It's all about these things called self-attention mechanisms.
Self-attention mechanism.
Yeah, it's like when you read a sentence,
Okay.
you don't focus on each word by itself.
Yeah.
You understand it based on the words around it.
The context.
Yes.
We don't read in a vacuum.
Right. And these transformer models, they do the same thing.
Okay.
They look at a whole sentence or even a paragraph
Uh-huh.
and see how the words connect.
So they learn how to read between the lines.
That's it. And that lets SearchGPT go beyond just matching keywords.
Okay.
It actually gets the meaning.
So it's not just about finding words.
Yeah.
It's about understanding what they mean together.
Exactly.
Wow, that's huge. But
Yeah.
how do you teach a computer to do that?
It's 2 steps.
Okay.
Pre-training and fine-tuning.
Okay.
Imagine teaching someone a brand new language.
Yeah.
You start with the basics, right?
Uh-huh. Like grammar.
Grammar, vocab, sentence structure.
Yeah.
That's pre-training for SearchGPT.
So they feed it tons of information.
Massive amounts of text data.
Like the whole internet.
Pretty much.
Wow.
And it learns the patterns of how we use language.
So like giving the AI a crash course in human language.
Exactly. And then we have fine-tuning.
Okay. What's that?
That's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Once it knows the basics, we train it on more specific stuff,
Oh, okay.
like focusing on certain fields,
Okay.
like medicine or law.
So it's like taking someone who already speaks the language.
Yeah.
And then teaching them like medical terms.
Exactly. That's what fine-tuning does.
Okay.
It helps SearchGPT become an expert.
So it can give better answers.
Exactly.
And this all leads to something called
Context-aware search.
context-aware. Okay, what's that mean?
It means SearchGPT looks beyond just those keywords.
Okay.
It thinks about the whole picture,
What kind of picture?
like what you searched for before,
Uh-huh.
your whole search history even.
So it's like it gets to know you.
Exactly.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
It is.
Can you give me an example?
Sure.
Okay.
Imagine you're searching for the effects of climate change on coastal cities.
Okay.
A normal search engine might give you results about climate change in general.
Yeah. Or just a list of cities.
Right.
Okay.
But SearchGPT, with its context-aware powers,
Yeah.
it understands you want to know how rising sea levels and climate change are affecting those cities.
So it finds information that connects those two things specifically.
Exactly. It gives you what you actually want.
That's amazing.
It is.
It could save so much time.
Yeah, especially with complicated topics.
But I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff in this paper, it's over my head.
Okay.
Can you give me a few more examples?
Of course. Let's dive into those.
Okay.
So we were talking about how all that technical stuff works.
Yeah, give me some more examples.
Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
contextual embeddings.
Okay. What are those?
It just means that words can mean different things
Right.
depending on the other words around them.
Oh, like if
Right.
I search for bat,
Right.
it matters if I'm talking about baseball
Exactly.
or like a bat in a cave.
SearchGPT can figure that out
Oh, cool.
based on the other words.
So it knows what I actually mean.
Exactly. Not just matching keywords.
That's way better
Right.
than what we have now.
Way more intuitive.
What else is in the paper?
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's this thing called dynamic query expansion.
Dynamic query expansion.
Okay,
So, yeah.
SearchGPT can add related terms to your search.
Wait, it does that automatically while I'm
I don't
searching.
know, it's the same.
So it could start with a simple search,
Right.
but it's actually like making it bigger.
It's expanding it
Okay.
to include other terms that might fit.
Oh, it's like it's thinking ahead.
It's like having a research assistant
Okay.
who's always one step ahead.
Making sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah. And all of this means
Yeah.
SearchGPT might actually be better
Better than what?
than the big search engines
Like Google.
like Google and Bing.
Okay, now you've got my attention.
This is big.
What kind of better are we talking about?
According to the paper,
Yeah.
SearchGPT is more accurate.
Really?
They use this thing called an F1 score.
What's that?
It measures accuracy,
Okay.
and SearchGPT scores higher every time.
Wow, so it's not just finding information.
Nope.
It's finding the right information.
It is.
That's a game changer.
And people like it better too.
They do.
According to the research, they found it more intuitive,
Okay.
easier to use,
Mm-hmm.
more likely to give them the answers they wanted.
So it's smarter and easier to use.
Exactly.
What else did they find?
A few other things.
Yeah.
It seems to be better at understanding how we talk naturally.
Like natural language.
Yeah, so you can ask questions more like you're talking to a person.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's better for privacy.
Really?
It gives users more control
Okay.
and uses better ways to keep your data anonymous.
So SearchGPT seems like it could be really huge.
It could.
But I'm also thinking about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
This technology could change a lot more than just searching the web.
You're absolutely right.
What else could it do?
Well, think about research.
Okay, like scientific research.
Yeah, academics spend so much time
Yeah.
going through all these journals and articles.
Okay.
SearchGPT could really help with that.
So instead of spending weeks reading papers,
Yeah,
they could just ask SearchGPT.
exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine asking it to find the most relevant articles,
Yeah.
summarize the key points,
Yeah.
even find new trends or gaps in the research.
That would be amazing.
It would.
What about education?
Oh, huge potential there.
Yeah, like,
Imagine a student
okay.
struggling with a concept in math or history.
Okay.
They could ask SearchGPT for help.
And it could explain it to them.
Exactly. And it could tailor the explanation.
So it's like having a personal tutor.
Exactly. It could adapt to how each student learns.
Wow.
And we could even create personalized lessons
Wow.
and tests.
This could change everything about education.
And it's not just about making learning faster.
What else?
It's about making it more engaging,
Okay.
more interactive,
So students could ask these complex questions,
Yeah.
get answers right away.
and really understand the material.
This is mind-blowing. What about other industries?
Oh, yeah.
Like healthcare?
Care business.
Yeah.
The possibilities are huge.
Give me an example.
Okay, imagine doctors using it
Yeah.
to help diagnose patients,
Okay.
analyzing medical records,
Mm.
looking at the latest research.
To find the right treatments.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty futuristic.
It is, but it's coming.
What about business?
Old businesses could use it
Yeah.
for market research.
Like understanding customer trends.
Yes.
Okay.
Analyzing tons of data.
So they can make better decisions.
Exactly.
This is incredible. We're just scratching the surface here.
We are.
This could change so many industries.
It's exciting.
It's a little overwhelming, too.
It is.
It makes you think,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
what happens when AI controls all the information?
That's a good point.
How do we make sure everyone has access to this?
It's not just about the technology itself.
Yeah.
It's about how we use it.
So it benefits everyone,
Right.
not just a few people.
Exactly. We need to be careful.
Yeah.
We need some guidelines.
Like an AI Bill of Rights or something.
I love that. An AI Bill of Rights.
Yeah.
It's not just about preventing harm.
It's about making sure things are fair.
Exactly. Transparency, accountability.
And people need to understand how this stuff works.
Yes. We can't just be passive.
We need to be informed.
Empowered.
So back to SearchGPT.
Yeah.
What can OpenAI do
Mm-hmm.
to make sure it's used responsibly?
That's the big question. Based
Yeah.
on what we've seen,
Yeah.
I think there are a few key things. One of the biggest things is the data.
Okay.
The data used to train these models.
Uh-huh.
It needs to be diverse,
Okay.
representative.
Makes sense. We don't want it to just learn all the biases we already have.
Exactly. We need lots of viewpoints,
Okay.
different perspectives.
So it doesn't make things worse.
Yeah, perpetuate those inequalities.
But how do you do that?
Right.
The internet is huge.
It's a challenge.
How do you make sure the data is like actually representative of everyone?
Well, we have to be proactive.
Okay.
Seek out data from marginalized communities.
Okay.
Use techniques like data augmentation.
Data augmentation, what's that?
It's a way to increase diversity in the data.
Okay.
And we need to work with experts,
Like who?
sociologists,
Hmm.
ethicists,
Okay.
to help us identify and fix potential biases.
So even if the data is good,
Yeah,
there's still the algorithms themselves.
right. The algorithms.
How do we know they're fair?
Yeah, how do we make sure they're accountable?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one way is to develop what's called explainable AI.
Explainable AI.
It means the AI can actually tell us
Tell us what?
how it got to a certain answer.
So it's not just a black box.
Exactly.
You can understand the reasoning
We can see the steps it took.
and see if there are any biases.
Yeah. Or errors.
So we don't just blindly trust it.
Right. It's about understanding,
Yeah.
not just trusting.
So we need like a balance
Retrieval.
between the power of AI
Mm.
and human control.
Absolutely.
Which brings us to
Yeah.
education.
Yes. Education.
Mhm.
People need to understand this stuff.
If it's going to be such a big part of our lives.
Exactly. We need to know how it works.
The good and the bad.
The benefits, the risks.
How to use it responsibly.
Yeah, we need digital literacy programs
To teach people about AI.
about data privacy algorithms, critical thinking.
So we can make good decisions.
Right, so we can be informed.
It's like we need to democratize AI knowledge.
I love that.
Yeah.
Democratize.
Make it accessible to everyone.
Not just the tech experts.
Yeah, everyone can be part of shaping the future of AI.
Exactly.
Well, we've covered a lot today.
Way up.
We talked about the potential of SearchGPT,
Yeah, the technical details,
the ethical stuff.
the big picture.
It's been a great discussion.
It has been a pleasure.
But before we wrap up, I
Yeah.
want to say SearchGPT is just one example.
Of how AI is changing things.
What else is coming?
Well, one thing I'm excited about
Okay.
is how AI is connecting with other technologies.
Like what?
Augmented reality.
AR.
Yeah, and the Internet of Things.
Okay.
Imagine
Yeah.
searching with your voice
Oh, wow.
or gestures, and the results pop up
Yeah.
in your actual surroundings.
Through like AR glasses or something.
Exactly.
That sounds like science fiction.
It does, but it's getting closer.
Reason.
We're already seeing the early stages,
So it could change everything.
how we interact with the world.
The physical and digital worlds are merging.
They are, and it's only going to get more exciting.
I'm excited and a little scared.
I know, right?
It's powerful stuff.
But as we move forward,
Yeah.
we can't forget what we talked about today.
Right. We need to make sure it benefits everyone.
We need to be responsible.
Yeah.
Think carefully.
Balance the good with the potential risks.
Exactly.
Well, that's our show for today.
It's been great.
I'm sure our listeners have a lot to think about.
I hope so.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of SearchGPT.
It was a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with more explorations of knowledge and ideas.
Until then,
Stay curious, everyone.
and remember, the future is in our hands.